Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to show you real quick a purchase that I made recently. This is an Essential phone PH-1 and I got it for 55 bucks on Swappa. And I just wanted to show you around and tell you how it is to use now in 2022. And to start off, the main reason why I bought this was for the design. Now, my main phone is an iPhone XS, which is pretty dang old now, but there are some things in common about these two phones that I really love, and it's those side rails that are shiny. Now, it sounds stupid, but this phone feels so good in the hand. These side rails are titanium, and the back is actually ceramic, which is just like doesn't exist in any other phone. So it feels amazing in the hand, and kind of like newer iPhones, not like this one, but the iPhone 12 and up. It's squared off, so it feels super solid. It feels like just a brick in your hand. Now, there are a few issues, and they've been issues with this phone ever since the beginning, and it's super hard to show you on camera or even describe it, but there is some real touch lag that relates with this phone. Now, if I bring up my iPhone here on camera, and if I just open up the news app, you can see how almost as I touch it, it's already opening the app. On this phone, and even when it was a new phone, I could remember this, but there's just a slight delay behind everything. There's just, even when you're typing, I think typing is especially when I most noticed it, but there's just a slight delay that really is annoying. So I know that even if you're just playing with this, you're going to notice that, and this phone is going to feel just laggy in that respect. The other thing that I can't stand about this phone is the haptics. Now, it sounds like something that doesn't matter too much, and it really doesn't. But as someone who uses an iPhone and who has used recent Pixels, in particular, the haptics on this phone feel like a complete joke. It reminds me of what phones used to feel like 15 years ago, 10 years ago, when the haptics were just terrible and the little spinning motor inside of the phone. If I just make this thing vibrate, I bet you can hear it. I'll just hit it right here on the side and see if you can hear it. It's just that little spinning motor, and it feels so bad. And you're always going to be feeling it whenever you're typing if you have that setting enabled, or if you're hitting the home button. You always feel it, and it's a constant reminder that this is an old phone and that it had a poor haptic motor ever since the very beginning. So outside of those two things, the little touch response delay and the bad haptics, it isn't a bad phone. Just based on the fact that it runs stock Android 10, it still looks fresh, it still looks nice, and it's fast enough for daily use. I don't know if I would want to be stuck on Android 10, but because of how much you're able to get the newest versions of apps, because of the way that Google updates Android through Google Play services, it doesn't feel that old to use this phone. But that being said, you can get a Pixel 2 or a Pixel 3, which are just as old as this phone, for about the same price on eBay. And just for the better haptics and the better touch response on those phones, as well as being able to get Android 11 and 12 respectively on those phones, I would say those are better buys. Another thing to consider with this phone, if you're ever using the camera on this thing kind of sucks. You got and there it just crashed. But you got two sensors on here. You got the black and white sensor, which is this secondary camera, and that's kind of cool. But then your standard camera just doesn't really process dynamic range very well, as you can see here. It's either one or the other, completely white or completely, you can't have either one of those things. So it's just a poor camera, and I wouldn't really want to be stuck with it at all. I would just say, this phone is beautiful. It's fun to use as a toy, but I wouldn't try to do anything else with it in 2022. So it's pretty as heck to look at. I'd buy it for that, but not much else. But thank you all for checking this out today. Hope you all enjoyed it. Have a good one.